'Cause we're young and we're beautiful. We're the talk of the neighborhood. With our starry eyes and our fading smile. I don't think you should wait a while. We're young and we're beautiful. And this time, I think it might be good. I don't know what else you would. 'Cause we're young and we're beautiful. Cause we're young and we're beautiful. We're the talk of the neighborhood.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Katie Fashion Design. In today's tutorial guys, I'm going to show you how to make an halterneck backless jumpsuit basic pattern, okay, and go ahead to cut it out and shape it out to the halterneck design of your choice. So I'm just gonna quickly show you this beautiful fabric here. This is a lovely African fabric. I have 3 years of this. So guys, as I'm just gonna quickly run through this process with you with this bodice here, okay, and here I have 3 inches wide, and for the depth I have 3.5 inches this way on this line down, and for my shoulder width I have 8.5 inches down right this way on this line here, okay, as you can see. And then I connect, but I go ahead to extend this line here, the armhole. So this is my chest line, as you can see here, and I'm going to measure 10.5 inches on that line, and then I connect it with my do some changing up, and then after I measure it, I'm going to start measuring from my shoulder line to my bust line is 11.5 inches, and I go ahead to mark that. And from the waistline I have 16.5 inches, and I'm gonna add 1 extra inches at 17 inches this way. So after I have done that, I'm gonna come in from my nipple to nipple, it's 4 inches, and I go ahead from the bust line, I come down 1 inches here and this little dot here, as you can see here, and then I go ahead to rule a straight line, and then I'm going to come in 1/2 inch on both sides and then connect to this point. So this is my dart legs. Now to get my circumferences of my waist, so my waist is 10 inches, and I'm gonna add this is the 1 inches for my dart leg. I'm gonna add it back right here, and then I'm gonna add 1.5 inches this way on here for my stitching allowance. Now, but for quick tutorial guys, I'm just basically gonna go ahead to use it to cut it out, okay? Sit back, relax, and enjoy this tutorial. Hi guys, so welcome back again. So as you can see here, I go ahead to fold my fabric here into 2. I'm just gonna go ahead to cut out this pants pattern first before I do the top, okay? So I fold my fabric into 2 this way, as you can see. To get the wideness of my fabric, I'm going to divide it, my hip circumference is divided by 4, that give me 11 inches, and I'm going to add 5 extra inches to that, that is 16 inches on, okay? So that is 32 inches on both sides. For the waistline here, I go ahead to mark 1 inches straight across this way for this one. So this line here is going to represent my starting line. So this line here is my waistline. So from my waistline coming down to my hip line is 8 inches, and I rule an horizontal line. So from my hip line coming down to my crotch line, had 3 inches to that, that's 14 inches. You can actually go ahead depending on your crotch depth, okay? So you can go ahead to sit on the chair and take it from there to see your crotch depth, and then you can add 2.5 inches or 3 inches depending on you. So now I go ahead to mark my Lee. So for my Lee line is 22 inches, and I go ahead to rule an horizontal line. For the length of my 43 inches guys, okay, 43 inches this way. This is the length of my jumpsuit, okay, which is the bottom area. So now guys, my hip circumferences, now guys, my hip circumference is 44 divided by 4. That will give me 11 inches, and I'm gonna add 1 extra inches to that, and I'm gonna go ahead to mark it out. That's 12 inches. And whatever is on my hip circumferences, I'm gonna place it on my waistline. So I'm gonna mark that 12 inches this way. Okay, so this is my 12 inches. So this is my crotched line. So I'm gonna go ahead to mark that 12 inches this crotch line. And then I'm gonna connect these 3 points together. Now I'm gonna use, on this crotch line here, I'm gonna use my tie line, okay? So off of 30 is 15 inches, and I'm gonna add 1 extra inches to that. That will give me 16 inches. So I'm gonna mark it this way on this line. Go ahead and connect, come in 1.5 inches this way, and hip line, come and make a curve. Let's go in. Or you can go ahead with your free hand and curve it. I'm going to go ahead now guys to mark my knee. Before I go ahead to mark my knee line, so on my crotch line here I have 16 inches, okay? So I'm going to find the midpoint of 16 inches this way. So the midpoint is 8, so I'm going to line 8 inches. Mark that 8 inches on this knee line, okay, until the end of my line here. Go ahead and connect these points together to the hem of my pants. If you don't want your one to be fitted, you can actually leave it like this to give you a palazzo pants, but for me I'm just going to connect these lines, okay, like this. Just watch and follow what I'm doing. And 7 inches this way, okay, 7 inches on this line here, 7 inches on this ankle line. I'm going to measure 6 inches this way, okay? And then I'm going to connect these 3 points together this way. So this is what I have together. For my waistline, start from here. So 10 inches is my waistline, and then I'm going to add 1 extra inches for dart, and 1 inches for the next half an inch is for my stitching allowance, okay? So on my crotched area guys, as you can see, I'm going to come in this line here, represent my dart. Here to here is 4 inches, okay? And on this line, okay, that dart line, so I'm going to come down 5 inches this way, and I'm going to measure half an inch this way and half an inch this way. And then I'm going to go in and connect these points together. This is my darts, okay? From here to my hip line, just go ahead to shape it out. This point here to here. I'm gonna go ahead to cut it out. This is my front. I'm gonna notch my dart so I can know where my toe is. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to show you. And this is what it will look like. But see, I go ahead to fold my fabric into 2 this way. As you can see, I go ahead to fold it into 2 inches, okay, all the way down. 2 inches for my buttocks right here. The next step, I'm going to go ahead and connect these 2 inches. So, like straight out to that, connect it this way. Okay? At this hip point here, I just want it to be constant. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and measure 1 inch to that hip area at this part. And then I'm going to connect from this point here, coming into this. From this hip line, I'm going to go ahead and move, shave this off with my 3 hands. Straight down. Okay. Now, the next step, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to come out 2 inches for zipper. Okay, also I want my zipper to stop at 10 inches. And this is what I have for my dart leg line this way on it. Cause we're young and we're beautiful. And I'm gonna talk to the neighborhood. So I know my dart leg is. So I'm gonna go ahead to cut it out. So I'm gonna remove so this is what it will look like, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut it straight. So I have 2 pieces of the back panel. So on both sides, I'm gonna have my dots. So now, guys, this is the back panel with my zipper. This is where I'm gonna place my zipper, and this is how I'm going to fold my fabric into 2 this way. And I'm going to place my fabric on the place and fold here. So this is the folded edge, like this. Okay, like this. So this is what it will be looking like. But before I do that, I'm going to notch my dart panel. I can transfer my dart over onto the other side. And okay, so this is what I have. Like this, okay? And then I'm going to do on the other side this way. So this is what it will be looking like, guys. You can see I'm going to go ahead to place my 6 inches this way on the place and fold right here at the front panel, and then I marked it this way. I'm going to slash this and stop at 6 inches. I'm going to put a pocket. You can go ahead to make a button hole, like put zipper, anything that you wanted to do, but I'm going to go ahead to make a pocket, and this is what it will be looking like, okay? So now, guys, I go ahead to mark 2 inches from my top. I'm going to go ahead to cut out the back panel, and I place my front panel on that 2 inches line, and this from here to the armhole here, right straight out that on that line, I'm going to fold this in like this, okay, to cut out my back piece. Notched my dart on the back panel here, and then I'm going to remove it, okay, with my ruler this way on this line. Dart leg on the back panel straight upwards this way on the back. The next step, I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. I'm going to slash it because there's a zipper going to be there. That's 2 inches line is also so. And then this is what I've hinged like this, and then connect this. So I'm going to go ahead like this, connect my 1/2 inch, like cut it out, and this is what I have. So this is my back front panel. It's coming down 6 inches this way. So I'm going to make my placket. I'm going to cut out my placket for that. So this is my 4 inches wide by 8 inches for my placket. So these guys, what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna go ahead now to stitch up my darts at the front panel like this. Is 2 part, and then I'm gonna show you what next. Stitch it across and then go up this way on it 1/2 inch. So guys, ensure that you notched this. See the effect of the dart here for the busting. Look at it like that. So it give it that nice effect on that. Now the next step, I'm gonna go ahead to fold the armhole and stitch it around and do the opposite side, and then I'm going to do the back panel the same procedure, stitch the darts, and then I'm going to show you what it will look. Now to get the color for the neck width, I measure from here to here. I got 5 inches first, okay, and then I attach the color placket. As you can see, I'm going to get 6.5 inches, so 5 inches plus 6 is 11 inches, and on the other side is the same 5 inches like this. From here to here is 5 inches this way, and then I'm gonna add that, and then the placket from here to here around here is 6 inches, so I'm gonna total them up together to get them to cut out the color. Okay, so everything here guys is 23.5 inches together, so I'm gonna cut out the color. Okay, so now guys, this is my back panel. I go ahead to stitch the darts, 2 of them, and then I go ahead to stitch the top part of it as well. So guys, basically what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to go ahead, open up this and start from the front panel this way and inward this way, and I'm going to pin it down, and then I'm going to do for the both side, do the other side this way, you see here, and on the other side this way. It's very beautiful. So guys, this is the front panel here. I'm going to go ahead to join my crotch area this way right around. I'm gonna go ahead to stitch my dart as well. Of this fabric here is 9 inches, okay, by 11.5 inches this way. So I have 4 of them, and then I'm gonna cut. So I'm gonna mark 3 inches this way. Okay, on this side, and I'm just do this on this side. So I'm going to put. So now guys, this is my pocket, my toe pocket, and I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. This is what it will be looking like. Okay, so this is the front panel, and this is how it will be looking like, guys. Like this, and stitch it down on both sides of the pocket on the front panel, and then I'm going to show you what next. So guys, this is what I have for the pocket, and this is what it will be looking like. I go ahead to give it a top stitch on both sides, and then I'm going to place this right side facing this one. Place the 3 inches that I took out, guys. I'm just going to go ahead to mark 3.5 inches this way, 3.5 inches, because I want that joining back together. So this is perfectly fine, and then I'm going to stitch and stitch it and sew it up this way. So now guys, this is the back panel. I'm just going to go ahead and start from this part here, stitch this from the crotch area, come right around to this. So now guys, I'm going to go ahead and attach my back zipper and everything like this. So I fold it and press it up to find the midpoint, and then I'm going to match this. And then I'm going to place it into the center this way and stitch it down, and then I'm going to do for the back panel, and then I'm going to stitch it down together and insert my zipper, and then I'm going to show you what next. Straight down. I'm going to go ahead to match the crotch here this way, and I'm going to pin it straight down to the inseam and stitch it straight down, and then I'm going to show you what next. Color there, this is an Halterneck backless jumpsuit, and very beautiful, guys. That is okay. So this is the jumpsuit, guys. If you're loving it, please to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell for more updated videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye for now.
This time, I think it might be good. I don't know what else you would, 'cause we're young